So connect yourself to the true man, find your way to Christ, which means, of course, you don't do that individualistically. You may experience him, you may encounter him as an individual, like Cornelius de Centurion. Now that is an incredible man. He's a manly man. He had tons of soldiers under, and he was a fighter like you. And yet, and he feared God. He wanted to know God. He admired the Jews from a distance. He began to imitate their practices in his home. And then by praying to God at the hours of prayer, interestingly, as he was copying the Jewish practice, God so respected him and honored him that he sent an angel to him. He said, look, what you're doing is good. God has heard your prayer. He didn't say, oh, now we're friends. You know, God heard you. You prayed to him in your closet. Everything's great. He didn't. He said, you need to find the apostles. And so he said, go to Simon the tanner's house. You're going to meet a man there named Peter. Do what he says. So his servant went. He brought Peter back. Peter discovered who this man was, which was quite a shock for Peter, of course, because this man was a pagan Gentile, and the Jews weren't supposed to mix with them. Just before hearing this news, Peter had seen that vision of the sheet that God gave him to show that division between Jew and Gentile was passé. It was gone. He heard the words when he saw all the unclean animals. Rise, Peter, kill and eat 3 times. And he got the message that those separation laws between the Jew and the Gentile are over. That prepared him to receive Cornelius, and Cornelius was then joined to the church. So it's a good model for us. So the individual quest is honored by God. The true prayer with a good intention is respected, but the solution is not to remain an individual where you just have some sort of spiritual encounter with Christ on your terms. No, it's to come to the apostolic band, to be joined to the church through holy baptism, and then you become part of community, the chief community in your life. And you remain attached to Christ because everything good comes from Christ. And without him, you can literally do nothing. That's his words. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So if you're trying to be a man and you're trying to be masculine, give it up if you're going to do it apart from Christ. It's not going to happen. Join yourself to the real man, and then let him inform you about how to be a husband, how to be a father, how to be an athlete, how to be a workman, and to take all of those areas in their proper sphere correctly. So that's my initial volley to make sure we're flowing from the true center and where it's really going to come from. Let me answer your warrior concept.